Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Leo January 2023 weekly illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So in today's reading, Leo, we are taking a look at the week ahead. We are going to be looking at the energy you're bringing to the week, what's going to be going on around you, and then we're going to be looking at the challenges or the blocks that may be coming in, and then the opportunities as well. So we're going to kind of get a broad overview, and then we're going to dive a little deeper into what you might actually be able to unlock about yourself and your experience this week. Okay, so Leo, you're coming in with the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. There can be a little bit of a feeling of kind of maybe boredom or dissatisfaction going on right now with your experience, and yet there's a new opportunity presenting itself here with the Ace of Pentacles. This is an opportunity in the physical, a fresh start, a seed that has the potential to grow into something larger. And yet there may be this feeling right now that you're coming in with that there's something, it's almost like you're looking at your entire experience right now on an emotional level, and you're just not really finding that emotional connection, that passionate feeling of this is what I love, this is what fulfills me. And yet here you see in this image, there's this kind of, and I like to call it, because I love Monty Python, it's like the Monty Python cartoon hand coming out of the sky, which is spirit, handing this individual a cup. That yet, even though he's focused on these cups, this is the cup that Spirit's trying to kind of nudge him to say that here it is. Here's the cup that is your cup. Remember, this is what you love. That's outside of yourself. And oh, you know what? I just realized there's an extra layer under here. Okay, so there's a card hiding, which is the Devil. So for some of you, this is interesting with, that I didn't even notice that was under there. But with the Devil coming in, there may be this element of almost holding yourself back from giving in to an opportunity, because the Four of Cups can speak to the Ace of Cups, as much as we have the Ace of Pentacles here, that you're being presented with this kind of gift for a fresh connection to love, or a fresh connection to your needs, wants, dreams, and how you can meet them. And yet with the Devil underlying that can be where we are sitting there maybe losing ourselves in the Three Cups. We are trying to, this can be overindulging a little bit. Maybe we're over celebrating with people. We're we're drinking too much. We're eating too much. This is like when we kind of try to eat away our feelings, or drink away our feelings, or party away our feelings. With the Devil kind of underlying that we're so focused on trying to find that feeling, we're not realizing that we just need to kind of stop and reconnect to ourself. And I think therein lies the opportunity for many of you, because in your external environment, we have the Six of Cups, which is a beautiful energy of kind of a return to the beauty of your past self, or to the past in some regard. This could actually be heralding in someone from your past coming into your experience that you had a strong emotional connection to. This can also be just something in your experience kind of bringing up that feeling of nostalgia that all of a sudden reminds you of an emotional connection to your past self, or to your past, that you now would like to bring forward into your current everyday experience. So this could be where you suddenly realize that you used to love doing something in the past, and you've held yourself back for a long time from pursuing that, or from allowing yourself to really emotionally connect to that part. Now, when we're looking at the past energy moving up to the present, in the past, we have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is that energy of an individual. This is your energy, actually. This is one of your cards, Leo, in the tarot. This speaks to leading from that place of passion. This is the individual who is fired up. He sometimes can be seen as like the fiery business owner or CEO, or the individual who goes out there and really has an eye to what lights him up and he takes action from that place. Now, with the Five of Cups coming in, this may have been you. I'm feeling that because this is your energy. When the Court cards come in, generally they're going to be representing individuals. And so I feel like at one point this had been you. And something happened with the Five of Cups that was emotionally disappointing to you. And you can see this individual is also focused on the Three Cups, but here he's focused on the Three Cups which have spilled, which have turned over, and he's missing the Two of Cups right behind him, still standing upright. So this can denote where we are so focused on a friend group or a work environment that didn't support us. And yet there was a significant other, a partnership, a friend, a family member who was ready to be there, or maybe it was, and supported us. And yet we're so focused on this crying over spilled milk, so to speak, that we miss that beautiful connection with someone else. We miss the beautiful connection, maybe even to our past self, because we're so focused on the present moment and what didn't work. And now we have the Queen of Wands energy coming in, which is interesting because I do see how these came up together and they look like they're facing each other now at this point. Now, the Queen energy is similar to the King energy, but it's instead of being forward pushing, where he's kind of more of like the dynamic CEO who's going to be innovative and be building his company and pushing it forward, she's receptive. If she wants to build that business, she's going to stay exactly where she is, and she's going to start to just speak about what she's passionate about. She's going to start to maybe buy these little things and bring them into her home, and she's going to start to piece them together. And as she does that, others around her will start to almost like have their ears kind of prick up and be like, oh my gosh, I heard you talking about this. Can I come and help? Can I come and see what you're working with? It's almost like getting into the same energy again, but from the opposite. Instead of being in the masculine energy, you're in the feminine energy, that's receptive, attractive, bringing what you want to you instead of going out to create it. So there is kind of I think, rebalancing of the feminine and masculine energies. I'm seeing this in a lot of signs right now. There's a lot of people going through this. Where maybe they had been in one energy for a long period of time. They had to be the pusher. They had to be the breadwinner. They had to be the one that went out into the world and did. And now they're being asked to rebalance that with getting back in touch with the feminine side. Maybe it's time for them to receive from others, whether it's receiving love or receiving support, receiving even financial help, or the opposite. We can see individuals who have been maybe in the receiving side for a long period of time who now have the opportunity to actually step up into that leadership role to push forward. So it can be, we all have those two energies inside us. And at a certain point, we need to kind of embrace one more than the other. And what I'm feeling here for you guys is that there's a rebalancing, and you're being asked to embrace kind of the attractiveness within, of getting back in touch with the fire within yourself, what you're passionate about, and really starting to just live from that place. And to kind of release, I think, something here that didn't maybe quite work out in the way that you had wanted. And that kind of has now left you sitting in this place of ignoring your own emotional state, ignoring what you really want and need, and want to, maybe even a dream you would like to have experienced with the Six of Cups coming in, this reconnection to the past. And this could be, again, reconnecting to a long lost dream that now is the opportunity. So now I'm going to pull some cards here. We're going to get into the blocks, the challenge, and possible opportunity that you have this week. Which, coming in with the Ace of Pentacles here, there is, this could even be an opportunity from the past that's coming in to help you reconnect with yourself. Again, there's this Ace of Cups sitting here waiting to come in as well, this reconnection to yourself. Okay, so we have, there's the Two of Cups, beautiful. So there's that Two of Cups here coming in as your main point of challenge or your main block for this week, followed by the Two of Swords. So the twos generally denote a decision to be made, a decision kind of in your everyday experience. So the Two of Cups is whether or not do you want to connect your cup with another's cup? Do you want to lean into that support? The And then here we go. Here's the Three of Cups. So here's that Three of Cups that's coming through here and here. And then the Two of Swords is that place of kind of, I can't make a decision. I can't see the way. You see the individual's blindfolded, and she seems to be kind of being attacked by these crows, kind of cawing in her ear, like do this and do that and do this. And it can feel very chaotic when we don't want to make that decision, or we know we need to, but we don't really understand what's in alignment with ourselves. But I think really what this week is going to be for you is maybe reconnecting with that part of yourself that wants to be a part of a community again, wants to be a part of a group, wants to connect on that level with others, but do so from a way now that, yes, exactly. Okay, so we have then the Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit coming in. But it's doing so now in a way where you are truly connected to yourself. Because what can happen here with the King of Wands and the Five of Cups coming in is that you might have pursued something. You might have been very passionate, very focused on yourself, very focused on what you wanted to bring in for yourself. And that might have maybe lost you friends or family members or support. When you think about some of the people who get into this energy, there's that feeling of it's kind of lonely at the top, right? That maybe you went and you followed your passions and others didn't quite, people had to fall away, or people didn't support you. Maybe they didn't see eye to eye with what you were focused on or what you were building. But now you have a new opportunity to connect, to release yourself, I think, from this feeling of those who might have rejected you, or a feeling of kind of maybe even getting lost in looking external to yourself for that connection, that emotional connection to your life. Because then you have a choice right now Spirit's asking you to embrace the Three of Cups, embrace support, embrace celebrating with others, and make that decision to do so. And I think what's interesting here is on the other side of that, with the Ten of Pentacles coming in, there's an opportunity actually through you choosing to start to make these connections now, to start to kind of fearlessly make the decision to join a community or get active in something that's going to engage you with others, where you can connect on this equal, vulnerable, emotional plane. It's actually going to impact your ability to create physical abundance for yourself. This can actually be a massive increase in your financial status, a massive increase in whatever you see in the physical, more time for yourself, the home, the family. The Ten of Pentacles is really our legacy. It's what we want to work towards building for ourselves. And I think the community aspect here is kind of what's been the missing part, and perhaps you feeling connected to the legacy that you want to create in the physical. And there is that opportunity. There's a seed that lies here that can go from this, the Ace, the 1, to the 10. And it comes through the support of others and through joining community or friend groups. This can even be going out to network. And then we have the Hermit at the end. This is like your last point of kind of challenge this week before really, I think, getting it back in touch with your authentic self, getting back in touch with your cup, getting that gift of reconnection to the past, maybe before you had gone through this experience here, this disappointment. And the Hermit is where you get to go and utilize the energy of Virgo to go within and analyze your deepest needs, dreams, desires, to find your uniqueness within, to find that part of yourself that you can then use as the light, the beacon to shine out, not only for you to see your way forward as, and who you are and what you uniquely bring to every situation, but also so that this is the beacon that you attract others to you, that you show authentically what you're here to bring, what you're here to share, the Two of Cups. And it's a beautiful soul-seeking, soul-searching energy. And I think for many of you, you're going to find that there's this part of yourself that maybe you had hidden for a long, long period of time, that you had lost sight of your magic perhaps, and you had kind of maybe shied away from joining authentically with others. This would be maybe like where you tried in the past and maybe you just didn't connect, or maybe a friend group again kind of said, nah, we're not interested in this, or we just don't click anymore. Or this could even be a work environment where maybe you worked a long way up to the top, and suddenly now all the people you used to work with are no longer on the same level that you're at. And so unfortunately, maybe they all continue to hang out and go out to happy hour after work, but you're above that now, and not in a way where you're looking down on them, but just in a way where there's now this extra level of responsibility on your shoulders. And that can be difficult. That can be really difficult for a lot of people when those kinds of changes in their life also change their dynamic with others on an intimate level. But it's very difficult to lead a happy and fulfilled life when we're not connecting authentically, and we're not making that time to prioritize celebrating with others, finding others that we connect to in that way. And yes, oftentimes our physical abundance is directly tied to that, because when we have that love and support, we have the ability then to be a little bit more fearless as to what we want to create for ourselves. Or we have the other people in our lives who might, again, the network that might say, oh, if you're looking to do this, well, I have someone who can come in and help you with that. And suddenly now it's a lot easier to take this ace to the 10 through the help and support of others. Okay, so I'm going to go and quickly pull some clarifiers here. We're going to get a little deeper into the message. But yeah, I think for many of you, you've been holding yourself back from connecting with others. And it's almost like, as I'm seeing that now, I'm seeing this individual over here looking at these 3 cups, like wishing he could join the party. And here Spirit's like, here's your cup, you can join. You just go, take, share yourself. And therein will lie the opportunity if you can make that choice. This could be for some of you that in choosing to connect more with others, or in choosing to try to find others at this time that have similar interests to you, you might have a new job opportunity come through, or a new business partnership, or the possibility maybe even for new love if you're looking for a new romantic partnership. But there is going to be something here with this ace that there could be, again, an opportunity that comes through others. So now we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is that kind of blunt communication. It's where it's the individual who kind of shares their truth or shares their opinions, states what they know, and does so in a way that can be almost seen as blunt or a little maybe even aggressive. They come in and they're like, here it is, state it like it is, and off I go again. And maybe there's something here where that might have been maybe how you communicated in the past. Oh, we have the Four of Wands. Okay, yeah, there's something here, I think, maybe around a truth that needs to be spoken around either a marriage or a commitment to building a foundation from something. So there might need to be here, there might be an opportunity to actually, this could be where maybe you're looking at a business partnership with the Two of Cups, and you're kind of going back and forth, like, should I, shouldn't I? Should I connect with this person? Should I share with them what I want to build on, what I'm passionate about? Should I share with them maybe that I've, created the foundation for this business idea, and I would love to have them come in and we can celebrate this? Or if this is maybe around a marriage, this could say leaning into a romantic partnership to say, the truth is, I really want to get married and I really want to celebrate this with others. That can be that too. The Four of Wands is getting to that beautiful place of building a foundation that can be seen and celebrated with others. So there's something here around either a business partnership or building the foundation for something. This could even be maybe in friendship, that you're like, hey, I want to be more active in the community. And this is what I really want to, this is the foundation I would love to be able to create. Are you in? But for a few of you, this could be If it's not work related, like literally saying like, hey, let's build this together and go out and share it with the world. Let's open our doors. This can be saying for some of you that, hey, I really want to get married, or I really want to build a firmer foundation for others, that others can see and celebrate and be a part of. All right, let's see about this Two of Swords. What is this point of indecision? Interesting. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune and Eight of Coins. For many of you, you're indecisive as to where to place your time and energy. The Eight of Coins speaks to that dedicated perfecting of something. This would be like if you are working, let's say, on building a business, you just have that dedicated focus of, okay, one step at a time, one step. And even if I can't see the total picture, I have faith that eventually the shape of it all will come to be. And with the Wheel of Fortune coming in, it does say that there's an opportunity here. It does say that there is something around where you decide to continue to put your time and effort towards. And many of you might be in this place of indecision of like, should I, shouldn't I? And I think that question can be answered through the people you choose to maybe share this with. So let's see what's coming in with the Three of Cups. Yeah, we have the Queen of Coins. Yeah, beautiful. Focused, dedicated energy into growing this seed into something. This is a nurturing energy. It's kind of the mother archetype energy. And the Lovers. Oh, I love that. Yeah, this is growing something that you love. This is that dedicated focus to what you love. For some of you, this actually could be you becoming a mother, and sharing that with others, having a beautiful opportunity for that. But it may also just be literally choosing from the heart what you love and nurturing that with the support of others around you. You know, maybe you had tried to do it alone the first time. And remember, the Queen of Wands attracts people to her through living through her passion. And so keep that in mind, that there are people who want to come in and support you. So we have the King of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles. The King of Cups is an individual that harnesses the energy of Scorpio. But this can also be an individual who is highly spiritual, very in tune with their emotions, utilizes their emotions from a place of emotional maturity. And this can also be the person who is like the spiritual advisor. So there may be something around that with an individual in your life that you might be meeting, who embraces or embodies that, and that can lead to this Ten of Pentacles. But there's also the Chariot and Death. So for some of you, there is a release coming through. With the Chariot and Death, you might have been moving towards something for some time. The Chariot is where we are moving towards our final destination, which is the place that ultimately feels like home, which can honestly be the Ten of Pentacles. But with Death coming in, this says that there was something that came in the way that stopped that maybe there was a true death in your family. There was a loss of someone or something on a level where you thought you were moving forward and everything was great, and suddenly that came to a grinding, screeching halt. And yet, here is the King of Cups. And maybe you had to go through that period to get to this level of emotional maturity. You know, it takes many years for us to get. It's very rare that you find someone who is just emotionally mature as a child or young adult. Those people we tend to look at as what we like to call old souls, because it's almost like when they are given difficult situations emotionally, they are able to almost like draw on a wealth of previous experience that often it doesnn't exist. And so for most of us to have that emotional maturity just off the bat is almost impossible. Now, for some of you, this is a very specific message. You might have been moving towards a goal with someone who harnessed the energy of the King of Cups. This could be, again, maybe you were in a relationship with a Scorpio. Now it could be anybody with that kind of energy, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, and you might have been moving towards something, building something, especially the 10 of Pentacles. This is building. You might have been building a business together. You might have been working with this individual for a long period of time. Or you had that foresight of, okay, we're moving together, here we go. And suddenly death came in and said, so sorry, but that's not, that's off the table now. And I think that could have been the point where maybe you lost sight of what you were building. And there was a moment here of disappointment, regret. But what's beautiful is when something's taken away from us, it allows us to reevaluate what we were moving towards in the first place, what we really wanted to build and why we wanted to build that. And that's what then leads to this beautiful energy of that soul-seeking energy of the hermit of, well, shoot, and here's the clarity with the fountain. Oh my goodness, beautiful energy. Wow. Yeah, I think for many of you going through this period of whatever was removed from your life, whatever you thought you were going towards, that with that being removed, then it was kind of like, okay, well, then what do I really want to build for myself? What do I want to build, and who do I want it to be there to build it with me, with the Lovers and the Queen of Pentacles? If I am going to dedicate myself to focusing on something and making that decision to do so, then how do I bring myself into that this time around? And maybe that was the issue. Maybe you hadn't lost sight of yourself. You hadn't brought you into that picture. Now with the Fountain and the Ace of Swords is clarity. It's that aha of seeing a truth. It's also the potential. The beautiful element of this is that potential to the reconnection to your truth. But with the Fountain coming in, this is a card that's unique to this deck. And that speaks to getting to that place of kind of universal knowledge where everything is possible. Getting to that place of going to kind of the birthplace of creativity and saying, if I kind of go into the, almost like the breath of the universe, if I go in and realize I am part of this, and my expression and how I choose to actually connect with others comes from that place, there's a clarity now of maybe a deeper understanding of what you want, how you want to connect with others, what you actually want to build. And there may be this bigger feeling of the why. The why now. Why have you not been emotionally connecting to your life? Well, the why is going to come from something from your past that I think you had kind of long disassociated yourself from. And there may be clarity on that. Clarity on this, again, kind of, if I could go back and and kind of breathe in the breath of the universe and I can create anything. Well, what is it that I want to create? And I think that that's a beautiful thing for many of you. There's this choice now here to really lean into communicating with others about what you want to build, what you want to celebrate, what you're passionate about, but also making a choice in focusing now on building something, but something I think that is more in alignment with the authentic you. And this is also with the Six of Cups, can be making peace with the past, really, or making peace with all of the things that you now feel might have hid that part of yourself. Sorry, guys, the card dropped off the table. That might have hid that part of yourself, or that might have, not allowed that part of yourself to be seen. You had to hide it due to, maybe traumatic circumstances. But with here, final card, you have Priestess. It says, how are you being called to step up and lead? And I think for many of you, that's a big question right now, because the more that we lead, we have the King and the Queen here. These are two ruling entities. You're not being asked to kind of go back, even though you're being asked to, that there's a new opportunity here and possibly through a new connection, that you're still at that level of mastery. You're not having to go back and, start again from scratch. This is saying it's time to own how far you've come, what you've created for yourself, what you're able to create for yourself, but coming from a place now of what fills your cup, of where you can best utilize your magic, your talents, your gifts. And now how can you truly start to integrate that into your life and bring that forward in a way that you can share it with others and allow others to allow that support group to come in that now is in alignment with who you are at the top. I think that's the best way I can put it. I feel like a lot of you have come a long way to get to where you are, and you haven't realized that you might still be longing to connect with those that you've long left behind, or that just, we don't all have the same drive to get to the same places in our life experience, and that's okay. That's fine. But now I think there's a point where it's almost like you have to own your influence, own the level of, yes, with comes with influence, but the level of responsibility you now have for being maybe a teacher or a mentor, or speaking and taking action from that kind of place, and allowing others who now are on that level to come to you and to start to connect with people at that place. Let's put it that way, to meet you at your level. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're being asked to really overcome a poverty mindset, or the mindset that there's not enough, that something might be taken away from you at any time in the physical, and instead embrace what you're working towards. Okay, we have 3 additional cards. So we have the Two of Pentacles, Death again, and the Hierophant. Yeah, this is, I think, for... it's the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is making another choice. This is making a choice as to where do I prioritize my time and energy in the day-to-day. It can also be where we just get lost in the day-to-day. And with Death coming in, there may have been the death of an option. Maybe there was something you've been working towards, and suddenly that gets removed off the table. With the Chariot and the King of Cups, there might have been, again, something you are moving towards, maybe something you were prioritizing, and yeah, that was taken off the table from you. But now the beauty of that is, with one of those options taken away, you still have now the Ace coming through. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe you were juggling. This could be like where you were juggling 2 different jobs, and now suddenly you only have one because the other place let you go. And now it's become clear as day where to put your time and energy and focus and what you want to grow. This can be where maybe you had been juggling something in your day-to-day with something maybe in your personal life. Maybe you were taking care of someone in your life, a family member, a friendship, something along those lines. Maybe that individual did pass away. Or maybe you no longer have to care. Maybe that person has since moved on, and suddenly now you're free just to focus on yourself. And with the Hierophant coming in, this is our beliefs. These are the systems, the societal norms, the religious practices we choose to follow. And for many of you, this is kind of having you come face to face with what you've maybe always, kind of the limits you've put on yourself, the rules you've told yourself you have to follow, the path you have to, the order you have to do it in. This can represent things like marriage, contractual agreements that we, feel the need that we have to have in place before we do something. Now this could be literally the death of something that, could be the death of a relationship. It could be the death of a marriage. But I also think more than anything, this is more that there was something in your life that removed something you had been juggling. And maybe it wasn't seen as a positive. It's hard for us to sometimes say, like, well, how could me losing a job that I depended on be a good thing? And it's saying, well, maybe because the opportunity was that you really wanted to pursue a side hustle, and now you have an opportunity to do that. But yet you can lean into other people. And in order for you to do that, you have to get past this Five of Pentacles, which is, if I have something removed, then I'm going to, if I focus on this, I'm going to end up with a loss. The Hierophant's asking you to challenge your belief system around that. Why do you believe that way? Why do you see that things have to be in a certain order? Why do you feel like maybe you have to prioritize that over another thing? And so this is getting to that point again of kind of like the breath of the universe. maybe there are no limits to what you can and cannot do. Maybe you've placed those limits on yourself. Maybe society has placed those limits on you. Maybe your family has done so, or the religious, practices that you choose to follow. But there's something here around, I think whatever this was is breaking you free from that. It's making you realize that it's your belief system that is ready for an overhaul, and that's what's going to really become clear here as to what needed to be removed for you to really be able to prioritize this new opportunity coming in. And that opportunity is going to directly reconnect you with a gift of yours from the past. And that's how you're being asked to step up and lead. Face the fear of poverty, of something being taken away from you, of you not having enough or being left out in the cold, to stand in the power that you are already in, that you've already achieved for yourself and that you've earned through hard work. All right, I will leave it there. This is kind of a deeper weekly message, Leo, than some of the other ones that have come through. So this is a big one, and I hope you take the time to really think this through for yourself, and really also look around to see who you now can bring into your life on an equal footing to be there to support you as much as you can also be there to support them. All right, I will leave it there. Have a wonderful week ahead, Leo. I wish you all the best. And if you'd like to book your own personal reading, you can click on the link in my description box below to visit my website to see a list of my services. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. Bye.